We all run off the same 24 hours a day. One may make the excuse that it takes up all their time, others will use it as a stepping stone to progress in life. If you're new here, my name is Megan. I just turned 22. I work a full-time maintenance job. I have a 3-year-old running around. I run a small business with my husband, and I'm currently building an online business. If my 17-year-old self were to look at me today, I wouldn't have believed it, knowing that then I could barely stay consistent with the simple daily tasks. Now, my life is filled with more meaning than ever before. So let me share with you how I make time for everything. Tip number 1. Setting realistic goals. This has actually taken me many years to figure out. The system that I found works best for setting goals is the 12-week system, where I only set 2 to 3 goals that I want to work on for the next 3 months. Instead of setting goals with no timeline or deadline, I now have basically created a step-by-step for me to get the most important tasks done for the day. And with my busy and sometimes unpredictable schedule, it allows me the flexibility to still get those tasks done within the hours that I know I have left of the day, after work, sleep, and just other necessities. Which brings me to another point when choosing my goals. I didn't just randomly pick them out. First, what I did was I created a personal vision for topics like my health, my income, family, and the list goes on. And my personal vision may look different depending on the season, but a good question to ask yourself is, what would my dream life look like in 3 to 5 years? What would my daily habits and routines look like for the goals that I want to accomplish? It's important to ask yourself, what does it take for me to become a better version of myself? And note, I think it's okay to not fully be where you want in your life, because it gives you a purpose and a motive to work towards. I go so much more into detail about the scheduling and planning in another video of mine, so if you want more info about that, I'll be sure to link it down below. Tip number 2. Time management. Before I get into showing you my literal time management graph, there's a few things that I want you to ask yourself, and be honest. What do you do in your spare time? I mean, take a look into every little nook and cranny. What do you do on your break times? What do you do an hour before you go to bed? Or maybe you're transitioning from one task to another. And any time you have downtime, what are you doing in that downtime? Are you filling it with things that aren't of much importance? Or maybe you're procrastinating on starting your next task? This is the time I take full advantage of to make progress in some way, shape, or form towards my goals. For example, during my break times at work, I used to just sit on my phone and just mindlessly scroll. But I have other plans than to be stuck in that job for the next 30 years. I want to live the unordinary life of being a full-time content creator. So now what I do is I actually write. I brainstorm ideas and content for this YouTube channel and other ways that I can start making money online. You'll see in the next graph that I actually schedule time for downtime and relaxing. Now let's dig into my time management graph for a typical workday. The first thing you want to block out is things like work, commute times, sleep, including morning and night routines if you have any, and possible times that you'll be eating meals. And just remember to be a little bit flexible when it comes to the open space in your chart, just in case other things come up. Now, before I input these things into the chart, on the side, I like to list out all the important tasks that I need to get done in a day that actually get me towards my goal, and roughly how long I want to spend on each of those. And when you have your list, you can now insert that into the chart. You can even give yourself scheduled breaks like I have, because you all know we need our snack times. And I always recommend try to save your relaxing and downtime and TV time for closer to the end of the day, so that I can use all my fresh energy for the important things early in the day. I also created another video on this exact chart where I go more into detail about how to schedule your day in just under 5 minutes. Tip number 3. The honest truth. Not every day is gonna go perfect. Trust me, I have had days where I am just completely wiped out. I spent hours in bed, but as I reflect on those times, I need to be honest with myself. Was I taking care of my body? Did I have enough healthy food? Did I get enough good sleep? Did I breathe fresh air today or do my daily self-reflections? If the answer to most of these is no, you can't expect to get anything done without burning out. I know I've had days where I've woken up at 5 a.m. and I have gotten so much done through the day, but I also forgot to take care of myself. I was so high on dopamine and the feeling of accomplishment of waking up early and getting a lot of stuff done that I neglected my body and its needs. And when the time came for the next day, I was wiped out. Taking care of yourself should always come first, so that you can be productive. No one ever said living an unordinary life would be easy, but there are plenty of resources and tools that you can use to help you get these things done. There are going to be times where you really need to push through your feelings and just kind of get over it for your long-term vision. When I first started creating content, I didn't start out writing 4 hours a day. I didn't know my work routine, and I don't even think I had the stamina to write for 4 hours a day. But I did start building the habit with little fragments of time. It was the 5 minutes before I had to go into work, or the 30-minute break times that I had. And over time, I started to actually build the habit and getting into this workflow quickly. And now, after almost 1 year of just writing content, I can finally have a deep work session of at least an hour and a half of writing with no interruption. Practicing real-time self-awareness is a skill that takes time to build. It's a literal habit that I've built for myself to stop me from procrastinating and getting distracted. And I'm not perfect with it all the time, but at least instead of mindlessly scrolling for 1 hour, I can usually catch myself after about 5 to 10 minutes. Continue to ask yourself and reflect on your current habits. Are they helping you to become a better version of you, or are they the very thing holding you back? So hopefully you've learned a little something from my experience of procrastination and just poor time management. So go check out those videos I mentioned before, and I will see you in the next one.